Hello friends, this is my second video on boilers. In the last video we have discussed about boiler safety valves. In this video we will discuss about water level indicators. In that we will cover classifications rules for water level indicators, type of gauge glass, safety safeties of gauge glass, procedures to blow through gauge glass, and in the last we'll see how to change the glass of gauge glass. So now let's begin with the video. Classification rules for the gauge glass. Every boiler and the steam heated steam generator designed to contain water at specified level is to be fitted with at least two independent means of indicating the water level, one of which is to be a gauge glass. The other means is to be either an additional gauge glass or an approved equivalent device. The water level indicator are to be so located that the water level can be ascertained despite the movement and inclination of the ship at sea. The water gauge are to be readily accessible and positioned so that the water level is clearly visible. Water gauges are to be so located that the lowest visible water level in the glass is at the lowest safe working water level. In the case of water tube boiler, the glass water gauges are to be located so that water is just showing when the water level in the steam drum is just above the top row of the tube when boiler is cold. This distance is generally about 25 mm. The length of the gauge gauge glass is to be sufficient for verifying the water level in case of alarm and oil supply cutout. In boiler where all the tubes are not entirely submerged in water when cold, the glass water gauge are to be placed to the satisfaction of the surveyor and in position which have been found by experience to indicate satisfactorily that the water content is sufficient for safe working. The combustion chamber top of a cylindrical horizontal boiler and the furnace crown of the vertical boiler are to be clearly marked in a position adjacent to the glass water gauge. The water gauges are to be fitted with cock or valves at each end of the gauge, glass gauge. The cock are to be accessible for closing from position free from danger in event of glass breaking. Mounting of glass water gauge are to be fitted directly on the boiler plating or to the stand pillar or columns. Stand pillars and columns are to be bolted directly to the boiler cell, but they may be connected to the boiler by means of pipes. Sorry. The upper end of the pipes connecting the water gauge column to the boiler are to be arranged such that there is no pocket or bend where an accumulation of water can lodge. These pipes are to be fitted with terminal valves or cocks secured directly to the boiler shell. Valves and the cocks are to have fixed hand wheels or handles and are to be provided with means for clearly indicating whether they are open or closed. So these are the class rules for the gauge glass. Now let's see type of gauge glass. We have tubular type water level gauge, reflex glass type water level gauge, double side plate type water level indicator, and a remote reading type water level indicator. We will discuss one by one. First is tubular type water level gauge. So these are used for boiler pressure up to 17 bars. They consist of two gunmetal bodies, the glass tube fitted between them, being held in place and sealed at each end by a nut tightened on a soft tapered sealing rings. They have isolating cocks and are fitted to the water and steam connections. Drain cock is fitted at the lower end. A ball valve is fitted at the lower end of the gauge glass in order to shut off water in the event of glass fracture. In some cases, restricting orifices are or may be fitted. Plugs are fitted to the gunmetal body to allow the removal of glass tube and for cleaning the various passages. Plate glass guard should be fitted to prevent injury in the event of glass tube shattering. Handles of the steam and water cock must be vertically downward when in full open position, while the drain cock handle must be in this position when closed. The main difficulty of this type of gauge glass uh, is uh, is experience in ascertaining whether it is completely empty or completely full of water. Now, second type of gauge glass is reflex glass type water level gauge. Reflex level glass gauges working principle is based on light refraction and reflection laws. Reflex level gauge are glasses having the face fitted towards the chamber shaped to have prismatic grooves with section angle of 90 degree. When in operation, the chamber is filled with liquid in the lower zone and gas or vapor in the upper zone. The liquid level is distinguished by different brightness of the glass in the liquid and in the gas vapor zone. The reflex level gauges do not need a specific illumination. The day environment light is enough. Only during night artificial light must be provided. These gauge glasses are used for boiler pressure above 17.5 bar to 30 bars. These gauges are supplied with the gunmetal body up to pressure of 17.5 bars, while for higher pressure forged steel bodies are used. Isolating cocks in the steam and water connection together with the drain cock. Single-sided glass make use of refraction of light to see the position of water level. Ball valve is fitted at the lower end of the gauge. Double side plate type water level gauge. These are used for the boiler pressure above 34 bar. They have mica protection for the plates. It consists of a hollow centerpiece with flats machined on each side to take the two plates of the toughened glass. These are held firmly in place by means of clamp plates. Louvre plates at the back of the gauge is placed with its slot angled upward so that it directs the light ray from electrical lamp in such a manner that the actual water level in the glass appears as a plane of light when viewed from below. Ball valve is fitted at the lower end of the glass to shut off the water in the event of the glass plate shattering. Now the remote reading type water level gauge. It consists of U-tube. It is based on principle that the heavier density of fluid will sink to the bottom of the U-tube manometer. The heavier density fluid will then be proportionally displaced within the U-tube by column of water in the fixed and variable legs. As the water level falls, the variable column of the water will weigh less than the fixed column and a higher density fluid will drop in the remote gauge glass. The reverse will happen as the boiler water level rises. Similarly, fixed variable columns is used to transmit the boiler water level for control purposes. Instead of high density fluid gauge, columns are connected across the differential pressure cell, which can detect, transduce and transmit control signals to the feed system controller. Now we'll discuss about safeties of gauge glass. First safety is ball check valve. Ball check valve is fitted at the lower end of the gauge glass in order to shut off the water in the event of glass fracture. In the event of glass fracture, as the water is blown out, reduction in pressure causes it to flash off into large volume of steam with the possible injury to the personnel. Although steam will escape at the other end, it will not be subjected to increase in volume. Mass of the steam blowing out is limited. The ball valve is under valve seat. As soon as the indicator gets leaky, the starting flow rises the ball and pushes it against the valve seat. Though this is an through this an unrestricted flow of the medium is stopped. as long as the pressure caused by the medium tightly presses the ball against the wall seat. This we can the whole mechanism we can see from the diagram. Second safety is vertical position of the cock handles during normal operational conditions. Handles of the steam and water cock must lie vertically downward when in open position. Drain cock hanger handle must be in this position when closed. This is to prevent vibration etc. causing the cock to move in such a position that a false indication of the water level could result. Third is the mica protection for the glass plate. Mostly this is used for double side plate type gauges. Hot distilled water at high pressure erodes the glass away. The effect is even more pronounced if alkaline feed additives are being used. Placing a sheet of mica will prevent the water from coming into direct contact with the surface of the glass. Due to ribbed glass, reflex type gauge glass cannot make use of this protection sheet. Mica sheets are used to prevent corrosion of the glass exposed to the harsh chemicals and steam. Mica shields are available in various thickness and clarity for all size of transparent, flat gauge glass. Fourth safety is different brightness in steam and water zone. This is for reflex glass level gauge. For liquid zone, let's discuss about liquid zone. Liquid zone appears quite dark when gauge is in operation. Most of the environment light rays incident on the external face of the glass are quite perpendicular to the face and therefore not deviated by the glass. These rays reaches the glass liquid interface with an inclination of approximately 45 degrees. The critical angle of the glass liquid interface is always superior to 45 degrees. Therefore, the rays incident within the critical angle are refracted within the liquid, and since the internal wall of the gauge chamber are not reflecting, the rays cannot be seen from outside. In fact, the zone will appear dark, nearly black to the observer. Now for the gas vapor zone, this the zone appears almost silver bright to the observer. As for the liquid zone, the light ray reaches the glass vapor interface with an angle of 45 degrees. Since this angle is greater than a glass vapor critical angle, the rays are not refracted, but total reflection takes place, making 90-degree turn, thus reaching the nearest glass vapor interface again with an angle of 45 degrees. For the same reason, they will be reflected and turned by 90 degree towards the observer, to whom the zone will appear silver bright. So this was the safety feature for the reflex glass level gauge. Other safety features are isolating cock. It helps isolate the gauge for maintenance and blow through. Then we have plugs for renewal of the glass tube and cleaning purposes. Then we have plate glass guard to prevent the injury in the event of glass tube shattering, and extended rod or chain for operating cocks during blow through to prevent injury in the event of glass shattering. So these were the safeties of gauge glass. Now we'll see the blow through procedure of gauge glass. So why we carry out blow through? Let's see. Various reasons can lead to false reading being indicated. Choked cocks and passages are the common reasons. Steam cocks is choked, vacuum form in the upper part of the glass, causing the water level to rise until it completely fills the glass. If the water cock is choked, water level will rise slowly as condensation in the steam space gradually fills the glass. So to clear the choked cock and to get the correct reading, we carry out blow through of the gauge glass. Now let's see the procedure. Procedure for blow through of boiler gauge glass. This procedure is for gauge glasses which are directly attached to the boiler cell. close water cock B and open drain cock C. A strong blow will indicate that the steam cock A is clear. Close steam cock A and open water cock B. A strong blow will indicate that water cock B is clear. Now let's see the procedure for blow through of boiler gauge glass that are attached to the boiler by means of external pipe or by means of solid columns. This process is called cross blowing. So first the process is same for process is same as we discussed for the gauge glasses that are directly attached to the boiler shell. Then then we carry after normal blow through, then we carry out cross blowing. So let's discuss the process. First, close the water cock B and open drain cock C. A strong blow will indicate that steam cock A is clear. Now close the steam cock A and open the water cock B. A strong blow will indicate that water cock B is clear. Now we will do the cross blowing. For this, close cock A and E. A strong blow through the drain indicates cock D and B and respective passages are clear. Then close cock D and B and open cock A and E, where again a strong blow through the drain indicates cock A and E and respective passages are clear. If weak or no blowing occurs, it indicates an obstruction in the present. It indicates an obstruction is present in whichever passage is open at that time. Now we'll see how to put back gauge glass after blowing through back into service. Close the drain and open the water cock B very slowly. If the water level in the boiler is above the passage to this cock, it will enter the glass and rise slowly to the top. Now open the steam cock A and the correct water level in the boiler will be indicated. This should be between 1/4 to 3/4 of the glass. So this process we carry out when in the starting the gauge glass is in operation and it is in service. Now we'll see how to change the glass of level gauge. Following steps to be taken to change the glass of the gauge. When installing a new gauge glass, first shut the steam and the water cock and open the drain. Remove the defective unit and fit the new gauge. Leave it in this condition with the steam and the water cock closed to heat up for some hours. Then just crack open the steam cock. After about 20 minutes, tight the clamp nut in the correct sequence. Use a torque spanner for this. Then close the drain and fully open the steam and the water cock to put the gauge into operation. As we can see the tightening sequence in the diagram starting from center. So thank you friends, this is my second video. This was my second video on boiler water level indicators. Now my third video will be mostly on either combustion chamber or boil water treatment. So thank you for watching. Have a great day.